Hey guys, Andy Elliott. Today, this video is called Andy Interviews the Number One Salesperson in the World. By the way, next to me is Mr. Luke Ward. Luke is a badass. Number one, he is the number one solar salesperson in the world right now. By the way, he does run a very big team. His own production, he stays number one. So not only is he crushing his own production, but also his team was like number one in the United States last month. His team produces more than anyone else. They're insane. And Luke doesn't train his team like sales training. Luke like recreates his team. He makes them the best. They're unreal. It's the craziest pack I've ever seen. But the purpose of this video today, if you're watching this, is I asked Luke, you're number one in the world. Can you please share with us how you stay number one? Month in, month out, year in, year out. How do you do it? What is going through your mind? How do you operate? How do you think? What does your life look like? Like, honestly, like to win for a month or 2 months or 3 months and get lucky, that's one thing. This guy's been doing this for years and no one can beat him. And by the way, he's super humble, but also he's a savage. So Luke, I love you, bro. I'm glad you're here. Everyone on my channel loves sales. And today, I want you to take the next 15 minutes and I want you to change our lives. I want us to let us put ourselves in your shoes and to see things from your eyes.
Awesome.
How you live. Let it rip, man.
Perfect.
Let's change some lives, baby.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So the first goal, if you're in sales, what you have to remember, and if you're not in sales, this is good advice to live by, and this is good advice for not just in the sales game, but also in any sort of relationships. Most people go into sort of a relationship or a sales meeting, and what they do is they have their own personal agenda set, right? They go in there, I want this, and this is what I'm going to get out of it. I think the number one ingredient that I've always been able to implement is I put the customer's needs first. So often I train sales guys, and they're good salespeople, but they have their own agenda. And then when they're speaking to the client or even a relationship, when they're having the conversations with them, they have their own agenda. And when they say something, when the other person says something, rather than hearing what they say, repeating it back to them and reframing it, they come with their own agenda. And anytime you're in a relationship and you don't feel heard, you're never going to pull the trigger. Or if you do pull the trigger, you're going to cancel. Or if you're in a relationship, you're going to feel dirty. At the end of the relationship, like at the end of the conversation, or when you think about it, or when you evaluate what happened and what transpired there, it changes everything. People want to be heard. And when you come in there to deliver the customer based on what they've told you, their values, needs, wants, desires, and something that's in alignment with what they want, and you keep that at the forethought of the decision-making process, and you remember exactly why you're doing this, you're able to serve them at the highest level, but in turn, you're also able to serve yourself at the highest level. If you're a salesperson watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know also if you're not a salesperson and you've been sold something before and you said something and you weren't heard, but you felt that they just over-trumped you and they came in there with their own agenda on what they wanted you to do, you never felt good about that.
Yeah.
That never feels good. Listen, people want to feel like they're heard, and they want to feel that you have their best interest at heart. So the best thing you can do as an individual is put them first, put their needs first, put their desires first, and then also to have the conviction in your product that your product is a solution. Solar is the solution. It is in alignment with what people want. People want a better quality of life. People want to save money. People want certainty and predictability. People want these things.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video. As you're hearing Luke talk about how, number one, he stayed number one in the solar industry, but also number two, how like anyone can do this. And you know, one of the things I love about Luke, he's a great leader. First and foremost, transformation, changing people's lives, it's what he lives for. He's my brother with hair. It's crazy. He loves to recreate people, but he also loves to help people make a lot of money. He thinks the money is important, but he thinks somebody changing their life is even more important. But he likes to do both. So if you're watching this right now and you're like, dude, I want to have a great leader like Luke. I want to work for a great organization with Luke. I want to have the opportunity to earn that kind of money. I want to change my life. And you're serious, okay? If you've been waiting for your way out, if you know, man, I've worked really hard, hell, just for the wrong people. I'm ready to change my whole life. Right now, you're going to see a number below. I want you to send a text message. That's it. Okay, and I want you to just really simple. Hey, I saw you on Andy's podcast. I saw what you said, and I want to set up a call with you. I'm serious about, teaming up together and kicking some ass. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're in the solar industry. I don't care if you're not in the solar industry. I don't care if you sell furniture. I don't care if you work for Taco Bell and you want to work hard. I don't care. If everything that he said on this podcast is what you believe in, if everything he said in this YouTube video is what you believe in, and you're ready to change your life and you're ready to live the way that he's talking about, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join this. This could be the decision that makes your entire life. Okay, it changes everything, your whole bloodline. So I love you guys. Let's get back to the video. You see the number. If that's you, text the number, and Luke will reach out himself in the next 24 hours. Love you guys. Let's go.
So I sell solar. This gives these customers these things. These are intrinsic needs and desires out of people. They want these things. So what we've done is we've created a machine that teaches salespeople how to deliver these absolute wants and desires for the customer and the client. Like, here's the idea. They tell you these things. We're the answer to their problem. We're the solution to their problem, but people want to be heard. And so often when people are talking to people, they come in there with their own agenda. They're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. This is what I want. This is my desires. And they forget about the people that they're actually serving. And now when you reframe that and you reframe that inside your own brain, that you're the solution to their problem, you want to listen to the problems, you want to repeat the problems, and then you want to reframe those back to them as us being the solution, which we are the solution. By the way, this is ecological. If you're selling a product that isn't ecological, where you have a win or win bigger, get out of that and come join me. Don't stay in there.
Explain what that means, ecological. I mean, like something you really believe in, right? Is that right?
Ecological is where everybody wins. Like, here's the thing. If you're watching this and you're in a sales and you're selling something, maybe you're selling something where somebody has to lose for you to win, that's a terrible relationship to be in. Be in a relationship where everybody gets to win. Yeah. Listen, the customer gets to win.
Find the right vehicle that it's good for everybody.
The vehicle, if you're in a relationship where if you're selling something and it's good for them and it's good for you and it's good for everybody involved, that's a win and win bigger. That's a great relationship to be in. Never be in a relationship or in sort of a sales relationship where somebody has to lose. If you're in that relationship, inevitably you're going to feel bad and you're going to feel slimy and you're going to feel sleazy. So be in sort of a relationship where everybody gets to win. It's ecological. So that means it's good for everybody involved. You win, we win, everybody wins. The utility company gets to win. Everybody gets to win in that relationship.
Luke, can I ask you something? Because, and I want you to keep going, but this just for a 1-minute interruption. You're the number one solar salesperson in the year. Year after year after year, you sell more solar than anyone in the world. But you weren't always this person. Can you give us a 1 minute of your background? 1 minute, because you've come back from a lot of problems.
Yeah,
you got a lot of people right now that they see you and you're very well spoken. You have a lot of energy. You got your shit together. You've changed your whole life. There's some people that haven't changed their life yet, and they could be just as good as you. And you train people to be great. That's why you're a great teacher. Yeah. Can you give us a 1 minute background on you? And then let's go back to you being the number one salesperson in the world today.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone's watching this, they may mistake that to maybe join your team.
Yeah. Or
to maybe learn from you. I'm just saying, maybe they're like, well, I'm not like him. Can you just give us that real quick?
Well, I think that...
So everybody can be qualified to live a life like you.
Just I think we're all universally the same. It's what we focus on, but I'll kind of give you a backdrop. 18 years, 2 days ago, I was in my mom's, the lower level suite of my mom's house, otherwise known as the basement, and I was a drug addict. And my whole goals and aspirations were to save up enough money when I get back to prison, I could buy a television this time. That's what I was doing 18 years and 2 days ago, right? And then I made a decision that changed my life forever. I decided I wasn't going to use drugs anymore, one day at a time, and I've been able to collect, over 18 years of this. And so, but the idea was dereliction, homelessness, all sorts of stuff, being completely broke, living on the streets, eating out of dumpsters. That's kind of where the trajectory of my life was until I made new decisions. But what that absolutely gives me is insight into human psychology, insight into the very low, and also to where I'm at today, and also having insight into other people that are performing at a much higher level than me. But I think that well-grounded and understanding kind of where people are and understanding the deep-seated human emotional needs really gives me a much bigger perspective on where people are. And by the way, we have a blueprint, a successful living blueprint. So I can, if let's say you're broke, I have a blueprint that will make you 7 figures. We have a blueprint that will make you, physically fit. We have a blueprint that will give you tenacity and mental resiliency and grit. We have this perfect blueprint that's proven. And so when we talk about model proven practices, we have proven practices that we've implemented year after year after year through the hard-fought-won experience. And so when you have something like that, this is very important. Get close to that. Get close to those people that will make you better, that make you a better version of yourself. And so one of the things that we do is some of the stuff that I've been through, I talk about when you come here, we're going to teach you how to write your own paycheck. You'll be able to write your own paycheck with the sales skills and tactics and stuff that you'll learn here that are ecological. It's a win and win bigger. But we're going to teach you all of those things. But the thing is we have successful blueprints for faith, family, fitness, and fun. Like we have a successful blueprint. And what we do is we model that around our culture. And so what this allows people to do is unlock your highest potential. Mm-hmm. If you're listening to this right now, there was a reason that you were listening to this. There's a reason why you were drawn to this. Maybe it was like, hey, I want to learn how to sell and I want skills and tactics. But let me tell you, the money is a consequence or a reward of who you become. And so the machine that we have now is we teach people how to be a better version of themselves. And when you're around influential people that are all performing or trying to perform at their absolute best, it's inevitable that with the rising tide raises all ships, that you're going to be like those people. And so many transformations I've seen take place when people come into my organization. So many people, I've had guys that absolutely broke. I had a guy living in his car. He watched a podcast. He came out here. He's made like $50,000 since he came out here. He was living in his car in Virginia, drove across the country. I gave him a shot. Oh, by the way, he was on probation with an ankle bracelet. And he was talking to me about this stuff. And I was like, well, dude, that's a huge risk. Here's what we expect out of you. We set the standard. He came out here, and now he's writing his own paycheck. He's changed his life. He's working out. He's going to church. He's getting close to God. He's getting close to himself. He's having a good communication, love, joy, and connection, all of these things and stuff that have compassed him. But when he came out here, his life was in turmoil. These are the transformations that really lead to fulfillment. Now, I'm going to tell you, I can make $1 million year after year after year after year. The fulfillment for me comes from watching the lives transform in front of my eyes. Mm-hmm. Purpose and meaning come from watching the transformation, watching the ripple effect take effect on the people that have come out here and then believed in this process because they wanted to write their own paycheck. But what they found out is they got so much more. They were able to level up in all areas of their life, just not compartmentalize in money. Nobody wants to make $1 million and be miserable because there's a lot of those people. Mm-hmm. There's people that make 9 figures and are absolutely miserable. You don't want to be miserable.
Horrible people.
You want to have good relationships where you feel connected and you feel love and joy. You don't want to feel like the resentment and the anger and the jealousy. Like you want to feel good emotions. And so the transformation comes places is a total recreation. It's absolute recreation of who you are and then your potentialities. And so the biggest thing that I can do is take from all my hard-fought-won experience, being homeless and eating out of dumpsters and being a drug addict and thinking that my life, I was absolutely hopeless, and transforming people's lives because I have a better understanding of that, and then helping other people. This is what it comes down to every single time, is this total life transformation.
That's a coach.
And so the idea behind this is fulfillment and purpose. And as a result of having that fulfillment and the purpose, the transformations that get to take place are miraculous. They're miraculous. If you're watching this right now, that you're looking for this miracle and you were looking for this message that was spoken to you right now, you're called for something more. You are something more. Your life is a lot more than what you're giving today. If you're looking for a total recreation and a transformation of your life today, I would love to have you part of my team. Now, I gotta be honest with you. There's some high standards that are set. We have high standards here. We just don't accept everybody that comes in here. Like you've got to be highly ambitious. You've got to be coachable, right? You've got to be disciplined. You've got to be committed. These are some top characteristics of people that we look for. But if you just have these, there's 25 characteristics that we look for, but the rest could be fostered and nurtured. Everybody can exhibit these characteristics. And just the start of that, just the roots of that can produce the fruit. And so that's what we're hoping to do here today. And the total life transformation is what we're building out, we're building out warriors. I say warriors for God. because we get close to God. So we talk about warriors for God, not those weak, like Christian types of people that are very passive, but people that stand up for what they believe in. People that have grit and stamina and tenacity and aren't afraid to get uncomfortable. Those are the people that transform other people's lives. And it's not about my story, me being the hero of the story here. It's about you being the hero in your own story and creating the legacy. And it's a ripple effect. What happens is we see guys transform so much, and they add so much, and their lives change by having so much impact and value that their cup spills over, and it's a ripple effect. And if you can imagine yourself making massive impact in other people's lives just like that, we want you to be part of this organization. I would love to have you, and I'll show you the skills to write your own paycheck, to put the customer's needs first. And I've got a tool bag that's got a ton of tools in there for being able to help people make good decisions. And writing your own paycheck. It's going to start with the monetary wise, but you level up every single way.
Damn. Where can I sign up? Listen, guys. Number one, look at Luke. This is what I love. Super passionate. I love it. I always say there's two things that really make someone dangerous. Number one, your intensity, right? Like you just want to win. You want to win every day, and you want to win at everything. And you want to live a life that counts, and you want to make a mark while you're here on this earth, right? Yeah. So he's intense about it, and I love that, man. You know, like if you're alive, why wouldn't you be intense? And then number two, get urgent. Like if you really want it, right? Go do it today. You know, like not tomorrow. Don't text them next week. Do it now. Do it now. You know, like when you get that special feeling, right? Like I can imagine that God has given us all an opportunity at some point in our life to have a way out. And, you know, whether we were consciously aware of it or not, you know, that's on us. If you're,
dude, that's so accurate.
Yeah, because like there's so many distractions in this world right now, right? This phone, it pings, chimes, does everything that it does all day long. Someone's always trying to interrupt me. And honestly, I feel like people in this world feel like they're more successful the busier they are.
Yeah.
And actually, the more successful you are, the less busier you are. I want to tell you something, and I know that you've just said this, but I want to frame it in a way that you guys can understand. Everything that Luke just told you is called self-development. And the reason why Luke is number one in the world at sales, and he dominates the solar industry, and he also runs a very massive team, and they all do very well, is because Luke understands the best gift that he can ever give himself is the gift to invest in himself and change himself. And from going from, you know, being homeless, eating out of trash cans, being a drug addict, you know, we've all been dealt different hands. I've been dealt pretty crazy hand. Some of you guys been dealt pretty crazy hand. You guys can just raise your hand at any point and say, all right, I don't want to live that way no more. And then when that happens, you just start feeding yourself new information. You start getting around the right people. And then all of a sudden, that old guy kills off. That old girl kills off, and you just become a new person. And, you know, when I ask you to tell everybody about your old life, sometimes it's like, I don't remember that guy. But sometimes you have to go back and you have to tell people about him, because I may see you and, you know, you're making all this money and you got this big life and your house looks like a mansion and your kids are beautiful and you got your big boat at the lake and you're running around with your team. And I'm like, oh, he's just always been like that. And the truth is that that's not how it works. How it works is I changed my life at 39 years old, and I'm 45. And so you may be 20 watching this, and, you know, and Luke loves, you know, 20-year-olds. He loves 25, 30, 35, 40. It doesn't really matter. He loves anybody who's serious about making change in their life. And, dude, your team, the transformation. So Luke's team isn't on this podcast right now. Luke's team, total transformation. These guys come in, like one of them was like a roofer, right?
Yep.
I mean, he was a roofer, and dude, like he's never sold anything in his life. And he comes in and like the first week or two, he makes 10 grand and Luke's teaching him and he changes his life. And the guy now is on fire. He's a leader. Luke doesn't build salespeople. Luke builds leaders. And I'm talking total transformation. I mean, they run as a pack. They're always all together. I'm in all the group chats at him and his team. I just can't believe it. They're all so close. I always wanted to be a part of it. Number one, I always wanted to be somebody, but I also always wanted to be a part of something. And, you know, a lot of companies and teams, they're not really close. Honestly, everybody's just working for a check, and it's just a job. But it seems like with your company, Luke, it's a family, right? And I think everything you just said is that, like, look, dude, like, we're a family. Like, if you're like us and everything that I've just said is like what you aspire to be, then like you're one of us and you need to go join your tribe. You need to go join your tribe. And by the way, we call this a company, which is what it is. But we do life together as a company. They go to church together. They work out, not all together at one time, but they're all working out, taking care of themselves, physical fitness, or challenging each other, pushing each other. You always got these things going on. You're always training them. By the way, Luke is one of the best sales trainers in the world, and not even in solar, like in any industry. And, it's all self-learned. And you got to learn it from somebody. And the cool thing is that Luke's actually training and teaching people, all these people in his company. Like when you come to work for Luke, like if I could get next to the number one salesperson in the world, I would pay anything to get next to him. Well, he trains them all for free when they're close to him and helps them make money in their paycheck and change their life. This is crazy. So, Luke, one of the things is you love making a lot of money, but you said impact is everything, right?
Yeah.
And so why is it your favorite thing to transform? And you make a lot of money. You got your guys making a lot of money. It's a solar boom. These next 4 years are going to be huge. By the way, screw everyone else's company and what's going on over there. You don't watch other people. You see a lot of people like, oh, solar this, solar that. You guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't listen. If somebody's having trouble right now, they're in a good leader there.
Yeah.
There's not a good leader. There's not a good leader. There's not a good leader. Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, this guy's killing it. Why are you so obsessed with transformation? Someone's watching this right now. Number one, everything that you've said, they could change their life with. But if somebody was like, dude, I want a badass organization. I want a badass leader. I want an opportunity to live by everything you just said. Why is this like why does this mean so much to you right now? You're at your point in life. You've got beautiful kids. You got a beautiful wife. You got all the money you need. Why do you keep hunting to change these people?
Well, the big reason is the fulfillment and purpose for me comes from watching the transformations take place. And so watching a guy come in, I could go out just by myself and go write myself $1 million, $2 million every single year after year after year after year after year, very easily. This is very easy. For me, it's the transformations that take place, watching the ripple effect and making an impact for good. Like when you can make an impact in somebody else's life, look at the ripple effect. Look at the legacies that you change. You change somebody's legacy. And so part of this is like collectively together as a team, we make much more impact than I do just singly, right? We make massive more impact than when we do this collectively. And then also it's a testimony of the transformations that take place when you have a bunch of people that lives have changed. So it's like if you could duplicate your process, that's worth a lot to somebody, right? So now if you can duplicate this 10x, 20x, 100x, that's what's going to make a massive impact. And so fulfillment and purpose for me is watching legacies change, watching a guy come from being broke to being able to buy a house, to be able to buy a car, to be able to change, to be able to marry the right person, right? You want to be able to marry the right person and be able to change your kids' legacy, your future kids' legacy, or change your family as well. There's guys that came on, he's like, hey, I want to buy a house for my grandma. I want to take care of my grandma. This is what his whole purpose and meaning was. So I was like, what do you want? Write down the intention of coming out here. Like he wants to help his grandma. That was his purpose and his meaning. He's being able to do that right now. It's like, amazing. Imagine the impact that you're able to make. Imagine the impact you're able to make as an individual if you can learn the skills and surround yourself with proximity. The other thing is people want to be part of a badass organization.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of people that set the bar and the standard high. And there's this level of living and stuff that you can't act below that because you will be forced out. And so the idea here is you'll level up in every single area. People want to be part of that. They want to be a close-knit family. We are a close-knit family. And we talk about this. You guys talk about this all the time. The people I choose to work with, this is my chosen family. And by the way, we're together all the time. Like we're always having dinners. They're always at my house. We're always out taking the boat out. We're always going like playing pickleball. We always have these events and stuff. We're going to the penthouse. We do all of these other things and stuff that we do collectively together. You can't just live in obscurity. You're going to be part of a tribe, right? This is part of a tribe. Once you join the team, you're part of the tribe, right? We got your back. And so like this is collectively, and we expect you to have our back. And so collectively, everybody wants to be part of a tribe. We're tribal people. And so when you're part of a badass organization that makes you a better person, this is something that everybody wants to be a part of. Everybody wants to be like the Elliott Group, bro. We just took a play out of their playbook. Like, how are they doing it? What are they doing? How are they living? Well, it's who they became that attracted that into their lives. And by the way, everybody can become that.
Yeah.
Everybody has the capacity and ability to become that. Everybody. It's like, pick your sacrifice. Are you willing to give away your old life? Are you willing to give away? Guys come out here. A guy gave up a $400,000 a year job to come out here and join the organization. I've had a guy sell his pig farm. He owned a pig farm in Michigan. He sold his pig farm, came out here to work. He's like grinding now. But he did this because he's living a higher purpose. You want?
Yeah, it wasn't about money. None of these people, they don't. And by the way, listen, I'm not going to discount that people know they need to make money. Okay, which this can pay you a lot of money, and it will. But they all wanted to have a better life.
Yes.
They all, guys. I'm going to tell you something cool about Luke, and we'll finish on this. Luke's a father figure. Luke's a coach. Luke is a leader. Everybody loves a good coach. Everybody loves a good leader that is direct, that will always tell you the truth. They'll tell you how to really change something. They won't sugarcoat anything. Maybe not. He doesn't always tell you what you want to hear, but he'll tell you what you need to hear. He'll tell you what's good for you. And, if you're lucky enough to have people like that in your corner, you're really lucky. Another deal is I didn't have anybody when I was younger that wanted me to become anyone great, to become great. I didn't have anybody. Look to your left. Everybody watching this, and we'll finish with this. Look to your left. Look to your right. Who is talking to you like Luke is talking to you? Who wants you to earn 7 figures in a year? Who wants you to become great? Who wants you to live for something bigger than yourself? Probably no one. I didn't have anyone. I would tell you if I was watching this right now and everything that he said, and you're like, man, I want to do that. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, okay? And Luke lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. We live right here. We have beautiful weather year-round. You have palm trees year-round, mountains year-round. It is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful people, clean place. I love it. I love everything about our life. Every person that joins Luke's team, if you're watching this right now, I want to join Luke's team. Here's what I want you to tell you. Number one, you're going to be really close to me. You're going to be really close to Luke. We're going to do life together, and we're going to kill it. And if that sounds like something that you're interested in, okay? And I mean, like, you know what? Screw interested. Something you're committed to being like, man, I'm not interested. I'm committed. I am committed for a new life. Interest is weak. Committed is the decision. Nothing happens without new decisions. I want you to text the number on the screen, okay? I just want you to say, hey, Luke, I saw you on Andy's podcast. I love everything you said. I want to have a conversation about what's next. They'll get on the phone. They'll walk everything through you. And guess what, man? I'm going to tell you this. I see people every day that move out here. Every time. He's like, because we get together every month. We do this big event. We talk to the whole team together. And, I meet 3 or 4 people that, saw on a podcast. And they're out here with your team. And they're crushing it. And I'm just like, so what do you think? And they're like, dude, I love this. I love everything. This is what I dreamed for. And I never knew it existed. And, you guys are getting an opportunity. This is your way out, okay? So what you decide to do from this point forward is up to you. I love you guys. Luke, by far, again, your results speak for everything that you do. Number 1 in the world. And so number 1, year after year after year. And he has the number 1 team. And so if you would like to team up with Luke, if you would like to be coached by Luke, if you'd like to be a part of this great movement and win in every area of life, leave nothing behind, make sure you guys text the number. You guys will also be close to me. And you guys will be with me and Luke all the time. So, Luke, I love you, bro.
Love you too.
Appreciate you, man. Guys, have a blessed day. Make sure you send Luke a text message if you're ready to change your life. And I hope you got something today. If you don't text him and you have a good life right now that you're thinking, hey, man, thank you, Luke. I'm going to take that into my life. But if you've been looking for your way out and what you're doing right now isn't total fulfillment and you're like, dude, I've been waiting for my shot. This is it. Come join us. We love you guys. See you in the next video. Hey guys, looks like you made it to the end of the video. You're the true 0.0001%ers. Look, I know 1%ers that can make it halfway through the video, but making it all the way through, you guys are the best. Now, here's what I'd like to do. Number 1, I want to get closer to you. The fact that you made it all the way through the video, you're like, man, dude, I want to roll with this guy. Okay, so I need to connect with you. Down below, there's a description box on this YouTube video. There's a link. It says Coach with Me one-on-one, okay? If you'll go and you'll enter your information, I'll reach out to you in the next 24 hours. You can tell me what you need help with, what your goals are, and we will crush it together. I would love to help you guys go to the next level in life. You can tell I'm changing my life really fast, and I know that you guys want the same thing. I'd love to go with you on that journey. So right now, if you'd like to partner with me, team with me, if you want me to help coach you and push you, everybody needs a coach, a higher level of accountability to go to the next level. Go to the description box below, click on the link, fill out your information. I'll talk to you in the next 24 hours. Let's kill it.